now we're just gonna sit down and watch the stream. It's me and you, chat. It's me and you, chat. We're gonna sit down and watch the stream because I have nothing else to do. I don't feel like playing anymore. Sorry. I have been playing for 2.5 hours. No, actually 3 hours. Holy fuck, I've been playing for 3 hours? No, 2.5. No from black, no worries. Okay, I'm not playing it again for you. I am not playing again for you. I'm just saying. I put my foot down. Also, I still need someone to tell me which sticker should we put. Should we put dumb? Should we put I love the devs? Or should we put Bane? Okay, if one of my favorite champions gets nerfed, I'm putting Bane.
Okay, cool. Flink, do you want to talk about the patch?
It's a kitchen sink patch. Champ and us buffs. New cards.
This is a little of everything. Because we have
cards.
Some of the
yes.
most outlying targets,
and
have buffs. Like a light nerf package. We have a bunch of incremental buffs that we think.
Okay, if we getting buffs, I'm okay with light nerfs.
We also have some Path Champions updates, which might excite some of you.
Also, best champion for your wife. I like it.
I think that's basically it.
Okay, people are super hype about the new cards.
Aatrox nerfs.
Brian, was there like what was the idea behind throwing in these
fuck cards? Just do these Aatrox.
Yeah, so we had an opportunity because we actually had some extra art. So it's a bit of a different experience when you're given
champions, yes.
To make the card to fit it. But it's still pretty
like,
fun.
We had art laying around, so we just made cards.
Because it was like a small card drop. We wanted these cards to be impactful, so we aimed for.
Oh my god,
that,
they are breaking the game again. I love it.
A few more decks than just like 1 or 2, or you could maybe build a whole like deck plan around. So.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's exciting.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool.
We're hoping we hit it.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Show me.
All right, let's go ahead and first
nerfs.
Talk about
Aatrox.
Nerfs.
Aatrox.
And this is the first nerf. Blink, do you want to give us a little more context about why we're?
Oh god, that's big.
Because she's too strong, Jillian.
It's true.
She's too strong, Jillian. We're taking a damage. We're taking an attack out of her. Yes.
What did you say, Brian?
For the last, she's been the #1 played champ for the last 3 months. So
yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, multiple, very strong decks. I mean,
does this kill her? Oh my god, she just quiet just now.
We needed to find out what the sort of.
Oh my god, it's quiet us again.
Good experiences. So here we kept the 0 cost.
Take back her damage. No, this is good.
Which would have been another path to nerf lever.
This is good. This is good. She dies to Quietus now. You can like. If you take away, I would say make her a 4 mana, goes to 5 mana. But that would be too bad. But again, Snnuy made it a video about her being too strong and now she's nerfed. Snnuy, why did you have to fucking jinx that? Oh shit. Okay, we're back.
There was a video.
Snnuy jinxed it.
Did a video kind of detailing the journey of Katarina from Katarina's irrelevance to domination. So when I saw that this was coming, I was like, oh gosh, I wonder how it's gonna shake out once it's actually live.
Same.
She's nerfed. Sunny, we're sorry.
It's a funny thing because I think
it's a Quietus. Shut up. I'm not getting bullied by my wife for hitting Quietus here. This is not happening.
To get her relevant originally, and none of them were really all that good. Some of them were stronger than her current form, in fact. And so when we settled on the last one, we thought, well, okay, this is all we can do. You know, it turned out to be enough and more than enough.
Is this enough?
Yeah. Let's. I think
she will still be
very popular.
Aatrox.
Let's just get into
Aatrox.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
This is Quietus.
Yeah. So
fuck you, honey.
This change is closer to a bit of a rework.
Kill a unit with a total power
cap
and health of 4 or less.
Kills units with a total stats lower than the amount. The intent of the card was never to.
It got nerfed. Eat a dick.
Units and not to hate Galio and Braum and Alawi out of the meta. So this gets it a lot closer to that design intent. So I'm really excited to see whatever
Yeah.
happens to
Oh
the
my
rest.
god.
Oh my
God.
Chat is
I'm happy.
going
I
pretty
saw
quick
it
right now.
starting to speed.
Rom. Rom is
By the
back
way,
on
we
the
just finished
menu.
5 was almost occasionally too good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing you might not notice right away is if the unit is taking damage, it will fall. It will start maybe over the cap, but potentially fall under it. So there is some room for tactics.
Oh my god, that's
Overall,
right.
we think of this as a nerf in general. And,
It's a nerf, but it's a good
taking
nerf.
lid
Like,
off certain
if
cards,
you
holding
damage a
down.
big unit enough, it can die to
We're really
Quietus
good at
now.
playtesting, though. I could see this maybe being a pattern we revisit if we like it.
There's some vague
Loopholes. Yes,
arguments
there are
that
some
are very,
loopholes.
Very happy about this. I
Rom is
think
back.
a comment from chat is Bamjumi said well cooked.
Well
so
cooked.
well cooked, you
Yeah,
guys.
well cooked.
This
Alright.
is-
We're only on the second change.
Yeah, we're only on the second change. Let's keep it.
Oh my
rolling.
god. Yeah, keep it up. Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Beetlejuice.
Blink,
Yes.
do you want to walk us through what is changing about
Yes.
Kane's origin?
Thank
Okay,
you.
so basically,
Yes.
instead of 3 cultists, it's 4 cultists.
Yes.
So it's harder to bring Kane out of the deck.
It was so fucking easy to get on 5.
Kane was a kind of interesting card for design because
He was just like, oh yeah, 5, here's a Kane.
Hard with only 10 cultists, but was going to hit quite hard with 20. So it's kind of just waiting to become strong once we have.
Oh yeah.
Darken release. So and
The
you know,
cooks
I
are
think
good.
everyone knows
I
Kane's
am
just too easy.
impressed.
Kane's too automatic. So we're pulling back on that. The Beetlejuice joke just dates me probably, although I never actually watched it.
That's a good joke.
I've seen Beetlejuice before.
That's a beautiful-
I've definitely seen it. It's very good. It's very good.
You just
I
seen
don't
it?
remember it. I'm familiar with the concept, though.
That is fair.
You
That is
youngins
fair.
and your
Okay, let's
unappreciation
get
to
into
Beetlejuice.
The next one. Okay. This one's really. Do you want to explain this one?
Different.
Brad?
Oh, yeah.
So we tried several directions. on
Thank
these
God.
tracks, and they all kind of seem to push a little too
Oh,
hard
I love
on
it.
him.
Yes,
and
do it.
so
Kill
the
him.
change that we actually
Delete
made
him.
is fixing a bug, which is that his
Oh yeah, that
his
bug.
text always said 3+ different darken, but didn't actually count that. And
Just play a Darken.
you'll be surprised at how much of a difference this makes.
So now you need 3
turns out
different
more than you
weapons.
expect that you haven't played different ones. It forces you to kind of like make your deck a little more broad. So
just like
you know, we're
different-
we're gonna monitor Aatrox and make sure that this
Is it
change is
good?
enough. But this seemed like the right incremental push
It's fine.
for now.
Yeah. One of the things. Okay.
That's fine.
I
I'm
really
behind
like
it.
that I get to talk to them pre-show and hear what they're going to talk about. One of the things that was so cool was you guys mentioning how like the goal isn't to get rid completely demolish
Kill him.
Aatrox and Kane.
Right. Yeah.
Cut
yeah,
his bolts
it's never
off.
to just like
Delete him.
delete the top 5 champions. We want to kind of like
Delete him.
to where things can compete with each other. Yeah, I don't know if you have more to say on that.
I think
Delete
that
him.
one of the exciting things for us as a team right now is because we.
But
we
okay,
have a
now
lot
it's
more
actually
opportunities
harder to
changes.
get
We can go for some slightly
Aatrox
smaller
on
changes,
6
block
because
what
you need to play
happens,
3
and then,
different
like, adjust
weapons.
again, you know, because we have a very heavy.
So
teams coming
you
up,
still
so
need a
it's
unit heavy hand.
we
Like
don't-
if your hand is weapon heavy, you can get Aatrox, but you still need a unit to place your weapons on.
Boot them completely from the game, which is not, that's not ideal.
Delete Aatrox,
People
please.
love playing this, and as we can kind of see by the play rate. So I
They're
think
degenerates.
we want to bring it down because it's probably a little too strong, but we don't, we don't want to.
Fine.
There's some people in chat that are calling for the death of the Darken.
No.
Delete
been
Aatrox,
traumatized
yes.
by Aatrox. There's actually a really good question in here. When you say different, is summoning Aegis and summoning Joral considered 2 different Darken, or is it the same because it's essentially just Joral inhabiting the Aegis?
They're considered the same card. In general, if a card has 2 different choices, we
Mhm.
always
Okay,
still
good.
consider it the same card.
Okay,
It's
that's
just
amazing.
and other cards that'll count X different things.
Okay, cool. So just to reiterate, if you summon both Aegis onto a
Now make him
champion
4.
or a character unit, and then Joral, it would only
4 would
count
kill
as one
Aatrox,
Darken.
and I'm in for it.
Cool. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, cool.
Why different are
Let's
not
get on to
new?
the next one.
Because if you play a different copy of it,
All
it
right,
counts.
Blink, you want to talk about the great gospel of Nagakoboros?
So this is just a
Focus.
preview. We're actually buffing allowing in this patch, so this is a really hard
Focus.
choice to make. Like we're gonna nerf a card.
Oh,
because
that's
the problem
bad.
With, like not just this card, but a lot of Alawi's cards
is they were better. They're great in every deck, and this card is certainly one of the most played and one of the strongest cards in our game. It shows up
Focus.
both in control. It shows up in aggro.
I mean, we were just playing this card in the Rex deck.
And
getting a burst blocker is good.
Just a tasty package. Okay, so
yeah,
we're trying to take away some of the burst blocking ability here, while still leaving it intact for Alawi's own dreams, which is usually to have the tentacle when you're rolling out and attacking with Alawi. So
is this spawn 3 now?
And also
no, it's still spawn 2.
That's the dream here. Is kind of
Tentacle woman buff. Yeah, she's getting buffed. I'll play more of her once our next expansion hits. But like, this feels
really, I want,
not gonna say bad. This feels
to be in every
bad.
Yeah, we want to make it a little.
This card was premium. Now it's just like
in general, like burst speed
B+
is a pattern that we try to avoid or at least cost appropriately, and I think like being attached to draw
okay, fine.
made this like clearly over. So I really like this fix.
Yeah, there's some people that
it was
very
great
worried for
being used for
chat, but
any time.
You guys, wait until
we won the games because we could get
that way.
A
Then
burst
you can
blocker.
Tell us how you feel about all the changes.
Yes, please.
Like it's really good.
So let's go ahead and talk about.
The burst blocker was actually great.
You want to talk about Jinx? Ryan?
Jinx, yes.
3.
Jinx just like rocketed up into the meta. Excuse the pun, but yeah, this I think I might have a little more context.
Yeah, because that's
here.
what's
the bit that was important to me is for the longest time I noticed that Nexus was lowercase, and so I made him change it to uppercase when he implemented this fix, so that we're consistent across all of Runeterra.
3
But
Nexus
no, yeah,
damage.
taking out one of the Nexus damage will
yeah, that's
especially
good.
because she creates the rocket on level up now. It'll just give
That's good. That's good.
your opponent a little more time to kind of like get their footing and possibly turn it around.
This takes her from an S rank to a
It was
A-.
literally unplayable when it was lowercase, but
It was.
I'm glad that you fixed it. Plink, do you have anything to add about this adjustment to
The
Jinx
cook is
and
good.
Any more context?
The
or
cook is
hopes
good.
and dreams?
No, I think we were a little worried when we made that fix to Jinx that she was going to be a little over. She was, I think, pretty clearly a little over. So this is like a lot of times with this. I think I feel safe with this fix mainly just because we kind of know Jinx is a little like even for a champion.
Oh,
So even if
thank you.
So this is
I
Jinx
am
now,
okay. I'm gonna
but
try to
in
pronounce his
the
name.
future, if we introduce more discard mechanics, right?
Eva Creatives Ronet, thank you for the follow.
Not just dominate.
Hi man, sup dude? How you doing? We're watching the cooks. The cooks are good.
Now that we're on the topic of Jinx, let's
Man, thank
let's
you.
tackle one of the other staples of Jinx's favorite deck right now.
Oh,
Yeah, it's funny because there were multiple like when
man, I'm glad you're doing good. I'm having fun here.
There have been multiple times where I've just like locked in on Porokin.
Last time graphing the sound for your channel?
Like giving people.
Not really. I mean, I can do it myself. I'm
It's just
I'm a
little
graphic
too much.
designer.
But I know that this change is particularly harsh in practice as
Grab
small
DM me your
devs.
tag.
What do you think, David?
I would drop
I mean,
it.
I think there's
Can I
no
drop it
card
now?
that gave
Yeah.
The nerf bat as many times as Poro can.
Yeah.
You
I
can
think
send me and
it's
I'll see if
on
any
the
of my
bottom
friends
squad.
needs anything.
Y'all just can't believe like how many times. And then when it's just.
There you
It
go.
has some defenders who I won't name. So
Here you go.
That's part of what's going on. But also, I think it does change it a lot, and it is such a
No problem.
But I think its time has come. I think we elusive onslaught is maybe not everyone's favorite.
Okay,
play
this
against
nerf
Runeterra,
is
so
good.
I think it's a good time. If you want your poros, you can.
Does it make it harder to get a whiteboard for Lulu Jinx? Yes, but it's good.
A hot topic. There's people that really love it, and people that are really heartbroken. So we'll see how it pans out. Let's move on to buffs because people are really excited
Yay.
for buffs.
The lobby buffs, yes.
As we
Wait.
promised, not a
Where is
fake out
it?
Slide, I promise.
Okay, how are we buffing Alawi? Do you wanna take this, Blink?
Yes.
Yeah,
Lobby buffs,
so the first
please.
is a pretty mild change, although she becomes a pretty nice stat line for 4, especially given that your power grows.
This
as
way,
she
this way.
attacks most of the
Yeah,
time.
sure.
as you'll notice, though, there's a kind of recurring theme on these slides that, like, actually
Power
the
plus
quietest
one.
strip is also above
Quietest
two.
is gone.
But,
Yes.
I think
The queen is back.
we're pretty confident testing this that this is a nice improvement, and shouldn't be overbearing. So it's a
The
small.
queen is
upgrade.
back.
A lot of small upgrades.
Yeah, I think in particular, like anything that used to be in quietest range that isn't, we did kind of like play a little more conservatively with, because if quietest can no longer hate it out of the meta, then we just want to make sure we don't accidentally unleash
Queen.
it, basically.
It's back.
I think there's some Malawi mains out there that wouldn't mind if you unleash the beast.
Go right ahead. Yeah.
Spawn on summon.
speaking
Yes.
this Nagaka Boros change, it just plays so much more nicely. It's I would say close to a quality of life.
Oh,
because
God.
It's still an 8-drop. But it is
Now
so
you
much nicer
summon
that
with-
if you have your 10
Oh,
up
yes.
to 10 and you drop it, like, go ahead. You've earned it at that point. Very satisfying.
I have a confession.
She's
to make.
back.
I played a bunch
You
of
love Alawi too?
card Alawi when it was meta, and I actually didn't know that Nagakaboros was a card because I just started around them, and I never saw Nagakaboros in play. So when I saw this change, I was like, "This is so cool!"
Yeah, it's a really cool card. So yeah, hopefully it'll see a little more action.
Yes. All right. Cool. And then there's one more piece to the puzzle.
Yeah, this is probably the biggest change. Just
Oh, yeah.
mechanical smash back in the environment. So yeah, this is the biggest of the three changes.
Spawn
Hopefully,
2.
It will
Is it
because of
attack?
the spawn 2, it'll stay primarily an Alawi card. We don't care if it leaks out a little, but we don't want it to be like a mainline Bilgewater tool. So we'll keep an eye on it, but it definitely feels nice.
She's back, baby.
to Smash for 3.
All right. Let's get into the forge buffs. I know there's been a lot of
Forge.
talk, like people wanting to
Okay,
do
we're
some,
removing the loot.
cook up some weapons with Ornn. So let's see how he's.
I'm not doing it for Ornn.
Yeah, I was seeing very specific calls for Ornn buffs, so I was glad that we were sitting on some. Relatively simple, +1/+1. One of the
Wait,
really
is it-
nice things about this is it means that as long as the equipment that you pick has 1 power, then in one swing he'll have 8 power and be able to level himself up. So it makes him easier to level up, get to the cool side of Ornn 2. You have more context on this, Blink?
This is a pretty
Ally
valid
has
change,
struck for
but,
6 plus
we-
damage.
we think that it should at least help. I mean, he was probably a little too small for a 7-drop, so we wanted him to really have board impact.
No
on him.
problem, I gotcha.
That's the main thing. Probably Forge, Ornn in his package will probably.
I want to
Kind of a
increase the
nostalgia,
quality here.
as time goes on.
Yeah, I also want to give a shout
I
out
can't,
to
my
our
internet would die.
2022 world champion Aragorn.
I'm sorry,
And,
my internet would die.
I'm hoping to steal some of his Ornn decks, see if this lands in a good place in the meta. See
Now
if we can
Ornn
play a little
is
bit.
almost always
Yeah,
level.
there's more Forge buffs coming. So
Yeah, let's get to it.
Okay, more forge buffs.
Yeah.
Plus
Dave, do
1
you
health.
remember more of? 'Cause I
Good.
remember Frank was talking about some of these changes.
So Apprentice is
like,
good.
Basically, these cards were always under. I
So
think for
Artisan
the
is also
under,
good.
We were a little overcautious when we released Forge, because it had such a when you're stacking the right equipment, it had such a chance to be a bit of a snowball. So we were very cautious, and I think overly cautious, because these cards don't even feel all that great in a Forge deck, much less anywhere else. So in some ways, part of the idea with this change is to give Freljord some tools that might play.
Now
outside of
Apprentice
Forge,
doesn't die, but
certainly
again,
to sort of lift
forging
them
for
up
once,
a
is
bit.
it really that good?
That's the idea.
Yeah.
Make them more playable.
Is it that
Just tools,
important?
but, like we want to be comfortable with like Freljord having well-statted units that regardless of the text on the
Freljord
board, they
lol.
can also kind of like hold their own.
Wait, Freljord's a region?
A move toward that.
Freljord exists?
Awesome. Let's see the last forge buff.
Forge twice. This one.
This one's probably my
Oh,
favorite
God.
one.
Wait, I didn't read.
Forge twice.
No, chat. Oh,
Give +2
God.
+2.
Oh god. Okay, I can't look at chat. Yeah. So
Chat,
to cover the change.
behave.
So he was a
Chat, behave. We're looking at nerves here.
and we've
Wait, no, but
reduced his
these are
power by
buffs.
1 and allowed him to forge twice, which it just it feels better for an equipment centric deck to play in the forge space and be able to increase the power of equipment as they should, rather than just play a beefy unit. So yeah,
it's more of a tool now. I really like this. Played really well, and when we were testing it out, I was really happy with this change. Hopefully we'll see some action.
Nice. All right, let's move on to some minor champion upgrades. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Plink, tell us about the great words of our tree lord Maokai.
+1 power.
It's pretty small upgrade.
Does it matter?
He does get out of Quietus
I mean, yeah, Quietus is out, which is good.
He was in it without the buff. Well, no, he wasn't. He was in it against the Quietus at 5. So, but I think the idea is really just to let him enter combat at all in a meaningful way. Like 1 power, he really couldn't ever like take a.
I mean, at 2 it doesn't do that much as well.
Or 2 drop out.
Yeah.
So this is really just to let him be a little more active. He's not going to obviously overwhelm your.
So Quietus nerf is just.
It lets him enter combat a little bit more.
So Quietus nerf is really letting the meta breathe.
It also made Riot 3
I'm saying
very
it.
happy because he's a Maokai main.
Oh man, if y'all haven't seen Riot Greg, he did a really cool YouTube short. So check out the YouTube channel, shameless plug. All right, let's get to the next one. Oh, I'm very excited for this one.
Base overwhelm.
Yeah, this is just Jax is the master fighter, weapon master of all weapons. He should
Does
be
it
able
matter?
to equip other weapons and not lose any sort of capability. So this
Does
is
it
also
matter?
close to it is basically just a quality of life change, but it is nice to be able
Yeah, it
to
doesn't really
do
matter.
whatever you want on Jax and have him.
No, I mean, if you destroy his weapon, now he still
Now
has
you have a real
overwhelm.
weapon.
Exactly. You can't. You imagine no longer.
Oh man. Someone is
Okay,
shouting, "Jax
now
is a
he's
real weapon."
even if you destroy his weapon, he is still an issue. Okay, that's a nice mini buff.
Cool. Let's see the next change.
This is actually the more exciting Jax change, and it's something that a lot of people have been asking for, is to expand his slice, which was, I think, felt to be too narrow. So Fish Fight gives Jax some native interaction,
Fight.
Which is pretty cool. Roar
And
Kick is also
Boar
pretty
of a
cool, so both these cards getting Weapon Master is probably a bigger improvement than his L2 change. That was
Yeah, that's a bigger buff. That's a much bigger buff.
Substantially open up a little Jax action, I think.
People are so happy about this. This is one of the changes that universally everyone's really on board with. We actually got a really good question in the middle of this onslaught. Let me see. I am so sorry. I lost your name. Okay, wait. It's Greasy Butterfly. So with the Jax change, will Light of Ikathia still have Overwhelm as well?
Yes. Yeah. So in effect,
Double
if he has
overwhelm.
Light Akathia on him, it's a little bit redundant, but this allows you to move Light Akathia onto something else.
Okay, that's
and move, a different weapon onto him.
Okay.
okay. I can get behind
Awesome.
that.
Good to know.
These are decent
And
Jaxter.
then Tristana.
Oh yes.
All right. Do you want to talk about this, Brian?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Tristana so much. Okay.
This change was interesting.
Where is it?
because Tristana has a fairly
Nine
low
deuces.
play rate.
The lowest play rate.
No, this is bad.
Sorry for underselling that. But there's
Say so.
some power in her kit, and it's not.
I really love Tristana. She is
so
actually my main in
close to
league,
where we
so-
wanted that,
Know
we
what?
kinda wanna, just give her a little bit and see.
We're going
if
for Tristana.
The attention that ensues kind of like
Trying to
causes
get
people
better
to create some new brews with her and really like pushes up her play rate to about the power level that we expect. Because sometimes the champ just needs some attention, actually.
As
Base
a resident
impact.
patch note writer, I have noticed that there's been a lot of like small incremental like Bandle City buffs happening over the past like half a year. Like, do you think those will really play into? Do you think there's all of a sudden going to be? Do you think this change will kind of like push it into the spotlight, or?
No.
I'm a little scared of it being pushed into the spotlight. 'Cause I
Not
think it being in
really.
the spotlight was the reason we had to shove it out of the spotlight.
Fair.
So we
Yeah,
kinda
we should
wanted
play
to
more
gently
Tristana.
ease it into
I might make a
slightly
Tristana
smaller
OTK deck.
spotlight.
Maybe like in the wings of the stage. Like,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
on stage,
you know.
but like.
Supporting cast member Bandle City.
Okay,
Not
okay.
star Bandle City.
The problem is Yordles are jerks, Julian. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like when you're immortal.
No one really wants them. You get
I do love
pranked, like, all
Yordles.
kinds of
How dare you?
Actually,
They are
wanna pick
jerks,
your
but like,
brain.
come on,
Someone
they're
asked
lovable
earlier in
jerks.
chat, we'll move on soon. But some people were curious, like, was there like a decision to not have Weapon Master on these cards in the beginning? Was there like a fear of it being too powerful, or like, could you give some context into maybe like why we're making that change now?
So it was really just a symmetry thing. You know, a lot of the weapon masters were a lot of these like cards that were split between two regions. You know, like a very small package. And if you notice, both these are just Demacia cards actually. So we didn't add another double typed card to this. So basically, the original list was just kind of symmetry for doing a bunch of two region cards. But I think that like we learned a lot about Runeterrans over time and sort of what people wanted. And so having like richer slices is like kind of definitely our goal going forward. But we want to kind of keep pushing on some of the older ones till their card slice feels better. And so this is what this is. So
Yeah,
we lose the symmetry.
there's a balance of like wanting to give you a clear second region to go to with your Runeterran champ, but also not wanting to gut the Runeterran champ itself so much that you have to go to that region or else it's unplayable.
Okay, that makes
pushes
sense.
it back into the former, where hopefully you get a little more flexibility and can make some more interesting choices.
Does that make Jax?
Love to hear it. Okay,
Born
let's
better.
continue on.
Yes.
We had Justana, and then the next one is
No.
Rise.
No.
Oh man.
No.
Do you want to talk about Rise? Want to talk about this change?
Yeah, so we'll just be honest. The devs are scared of Rise. Everyone's scared of Rise.
Does that matter much?
Kinda. And it's not partially because when you add cards, like we have another expansion. When the expansion Brian's leading comes out, when you add cards, you're adding a lot of power to Rise. We know that there's some things coming for Rise, right? So
Things coming for Rise. Oh my god, no.
And
Oh my god, why? Why is this happening?
Win conditions can be a little nerve-wracking depending on how they
Why is this happening? No. Come on, no. No.
When she was like oppressive.
At least make his develop better.
But on the other hand,
Or his finisher better.
This might be too much love.
Put more budget into fucking animation.
Our John Mormon, our sort of resident Rise expert, he took Rise to Master, which is a heroic act in the previous form. I know he was a little
Sounds like a masochist, not gonna lie.
Like the best Rise player, so I don't know. Yeah, so I think this is like instead of going from 2, it's 3. It's at least when you can refill that much, it's bigger than you might think. What's happening here? Hopefully, it's not too much.
It is. It's bigger.
Yeah.
It is.
Well,
This is the
I
best
think
rune,
this
and it
is
got
gonna
better.
be a really interesting one. This one is also very, very divisive in chat. So let's see. Let's continue the hype train. Let's see what else.
Yeah,
Shifting into
so
top
this
gear.
is a fairly simple change. It's Shadow Shift is one of those
Shadow
cards
Shift
that
is 2.
it just
doesn't get
seem to
played.
Play.
Yes.
And but it does occasionally come up because that is quite a popular champ. So this was a bit of a no-brainer. I think we locked this one really quickly. It's an interesting card, so at 2 cost, it feels satisfying to play and about the right power level for the current meta.
Cool. People are saying, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
That was our
It's fine.
Sure, why not? Sometimes
It's fine.
a buff speed.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Okay. This one's
Okay.
interesting. Lysandra. Plink, do you want to talk about
Taking Lysandra out of a deep
about
freeze.
this?
Mance's Frozen Troll
overcome
2.
My fear about buffing thralls, but yeah. So the thralls change was needed. I think thralls was a little oppressive, but we thought it kind of took a little bit too much away from Lysandra herself. So we
She's
tried
just a
to bring
thrall.
excitement for Lysandra within the thralls package, even while we didn't rechange the countdown back to 8 or something like that. So I think this is a way of Lysandra gets a nice discount for being the champion on the idea, so you feel very good playing her. But we're not trying to return thralls to prominence particularly. So that's
So she always advances
We
thralls
have a
by
question
2.
in chat, and I think I know the answer, but let's just clarify. the Frozen Thrall that's advanced by 2.
Yeah,
is
the real
it
buff is
just the
Quietus.
Thrall that Lysandra
That is
summons, or is
the
it all
real
on top?
buff
Okay.
is
just
Quietus
that
because
single
we got
thrall.
rid of
Only that
Quietus.
single Thrall. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Oh, this is an interesting one. If her Thrall gets obliterated, will she automatically advance another Thrall, or will the obliteration just...
If her thrall gets obliterated?
Yes. Like, as it's
Zap,
summoned,
zap.
Oh,
obliterated...
there wasn't enough room for it?
Yeah.
No, the advancement targets that specific thrall. So if that thrall gets obliterated, you won't get anything out of it.
Okay. Cool. Yep, from the full board.
Okay.
All right.
Next.
Good to know.
Come on.
And this is
Seraphine buffs?
I'm happy about this. So I am in
Oh, no.
unabashed. So I really like playing Vayne, Viego, and the third one is Master Yi. I am that person. So
Deck
I'm
Quest.
excited to be able to play Master Yi more in lore. So Brian, do you want to talk about Yi's adjustment a little bit?
Yeah, so you're actually going to see a similar change to this later down the line, but sometimes these I've seen
What is
sets
this?
can make it feel really frustrating to draw them late in the game, and especially with a cheaper champ like Yi that can like basically just kind of cost you the game. So making any sort of attempt at his quest and actually getting
There
to
you go.
keep that progress.
Allied
just
Master
feels a lot
Yis have
better
done
the second
12
you
plus
move
damage, so
to,
Yi is really easy to level up now.
So yeah, this is more
That's
of a-
amazing.
It's definitely a buff, but
That's a buff.
It's much more like satisfaction and like quality of life. It just makes you.
So if you draw Yi or late, that's not a red card.
Awesome. That sounds good to me. Oh man.
Spooky
this
Ionia,
is
yes.
Just a random tidbit, but when I was first starting, it
Spooky
was
Karma's
very-
back.
I forgot who it was that told me the difference between like the deck quests
Mhm.
and all the other quests. I'm trying to remember who I was playing. I think it might have been Jin, and I was very confused as a new player. I was like, wait, who is advancing on board? Who's advancing in deck? But I'm personally excited for this. But yeah, anyway.
And Quietus is out.
On Plink, do you want to talk about Shyvana?
Deck
Yeah,
Quest.
so
Spell
Savannah
discount. Oh my god, no.
Also going to a deck quest. So I think this is the point's really the same as Brian's. Like drawing Shyvana.
Dragon
late,
allies have
having to
dealt
make sure that you've got
16
more
plus
attack in
damage.
before she levels.
That's a big buff.
Kind of weaken the card in a way that I think
That's a big
produces some
buff.
satisfaction. So now if you draw Shyvana late, but you've been attacking with dragons, so you're running a dragon deck, she's gonna hit the board running.
Needing 2
and you get
cost.
the veteran right away. And
Weapon
just
strike.
basically
Okay.
the idea. You just pay that player off.
That's also a big buff.
Cool. Awesome.
Now Shyvana's still
I'd say no
relevant
up.
later.
I don't think I noted that, but her. Oh, the other thing is we have a slight discount on Strafing Strike also when she plays it. So now it costs 2 when she generates it.
Hmm.
So it's a little bit more playable.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, people
I like
are noting that. So I'm trying to remember how much more the 16 is. When you were playtesting this, did you generally see the level up happening like around the same time, or was it even a little bit sooner, even with the adjustment?
Yeah, kind of later.
16?
It just kind of depends. If you were leveling up using Shyvana, it's going to be slower, but because if you've hit with any dragon, it'll be faster. Basically. So it is probably on balance just slightly faster, but it's there will be games where it's slower. There's no question.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I think it was 14. At 14, she's like always leveled. So we had to move it back a little. That's just a testing thing, really.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna actually shoot this over to you, Brian. Some people in chat are asking like, what is a deck quest? Could you give like some other examples, or kind of just distill it to like explain to me like I'm 5?
Timo.
terms?
Yeah, so I think
Caitlin.
it's easiest to explain with the opposite, which is what we call an I've seen quest. And so if a champion has to be on the board when you're feeling its conditional out, so for
Like
example,
Annie.
the old Shyvana, she had to be on board seeing the dragons hit, and the shift to a deck quest means she no longer has to do that. So she can come down long after the dragons have hit and still know, oh, they've dealt 16 damage. So
Cool. Yeah. Awesome.
Okay.
What's up next? We have champion discount bin. Oh my gosh. Okay, someone in chat was just saying,
Me?
where are my
What?
tail buffs?
What?
So let's talk about it.
here they are.
Oh
I
man.
went down
so Blink, how
6.
did we this this feels there's
Summons,
a lot of stuff happening.
buff
here.
hits,
What were the ideas behind this change?
So I normally don't read my comments, but this one's not even a joke. Like the difference between 5 and 6 mana is vast, really,
Yes.
for what you kind of need to get as a 6 mana champ and what you can get as a 5 mana champ. And honestly, maybe I'll let Brian talk about this. Kale was more his baby than me. I mean, this just plays well. But anyway, go. Maybe this was your call.
It's definitely a lot more effective. She really hits the ground running now. But
I mean, yes, this is much
development.
better.
One of her goals was to try to be an expensive, like
Kale Demacia might actually be good.
Ender. And I think
If they give her level up while attacking, that could be much better because now she's a viable ender.
Already, and so this
But
actually
she's-
freed up Kale to kind of like move
she's
around a little
fine.
bit, become a little like more of a
And
mid-range champ.
Quietus wasn't
So,
working
yeah,
against
we
Kale.
felt, pretty safe taking 1 cost off of her. So we dropped her power by 1 and her health by 1, but we gave her the power back because when she's played, she now buffs herself. And that's a quality of life change because there were instances
Yes.
where
You needed her to
maybe
be
Kale
buffed to
was somehow
attack.
the first card that you played, and you hadn't attacked with any other buffed units. Kale couldn't buff herself, and so this allows her to.
Yes,
get
but she's
her
still.
own kind of
The
small
issue
quality
with
of life
Kale is still that she doesn't level on combat.
quality of life change.
Yeah,
She levels
yeah,
at around
I'm
end.
excited
And to level her up, you need to
I haven't
attack.
tried much Kale.
No, you
I
will
was-
level her up on your
I was one of
opponent's
the
attack
degenerates
token.
on
So
ladder spamming Kane drops.
not
So-
really.
So hopefully I can.
It's
try
good.
Kale.
It's good. Is it
She also does
too relevant? No.
It's great.
Yeah.
I'm saying it. It's
And
not
then
too
we have
relevant.
One more. Oh, you two were talking about this one quite a
Cost
lot.
Yeah.
zero.
This
One
one's pretty
cost.
Interesting. My last memory of it is I think Riot Verse just like
One
completely out
cost.
turn 3 with it. This is an interesting change. Lucian was kind of like he had really fallen off in terms of play
What?
rate. So this should like it's not a
2-1.
complete buff because we dropped his stats as well, but it should kind of like bring the light back to him again. We're
Is this-
excited to see what happens.
Is this loot? What
I wanna
one
know,
drop?
What does chat look like?
Yeah, I
very
know.
curious.
I'm worried. He's laughing.
People are screaming,
What?
WTF, stop cooking, what?
Stop.
Some
Okay,
people are
enough.
spamming
You
ladder.
overcooked.
People are saying,
Overcooked.
Lucian is here,
Too much
Lucian
cooking.
Cannon,
Oh, no.
Lucian Senna. No.
Overcooked.
No.
Okay, no.
Hiatus,
Yeah.
question mark. Yeah, people are saying insane, Riven. Yeah, this definitely made chat. People said overcooked.
This is-
Having him early
this
now
is
is
laugh
good.
For a reason. Yeah. Very spicy game.
And he's still rally, so he is good. But now he is really easy to remove.
We'll see.
If he gets to
fine.
stay, okay,
People are saying
he's
this
quite
is
strange.
insane, but I kind of love to read that. You know,
Yeah.
some
Again,
people are saying scariest change.
to reiterate what David was saying earlier, we do feel more comfortable pushing some of these changes that scare us a little bit because we know we are able to revisit the game and the balance more often this year. So yeah, excited to
Is-
see what y'all cook with this.
Lucian Evelyn,
All
good
right,
now.
Next,
Mutation
here's some
and
of our
velocity.
random buffs.
So no.
All right.
No.
All right.
No. No.
Once again, having written
No.
notes, hate spike has been we've
No.
been rubber banding on it. Where did we land this time?
Why?
Got more
Now it's
damage.
3.
Like, it was obviously too strong at 1 for what it was doing.
Yes.
At 2,
But now it deals-
sort of underperformed. We could have
Yes.
put this as an Evelyn buff, but really we're looking for trying to get a really nice whole package together for Evelyn before we roll that out. And we have
God, no,
We're
not
still-
3.
It's still in the shop. But so it's not. It's an Evelyn buff if you want it to be, but it's really just a nice interaction tool for us.
I'm dying, yes.
It improves the.
Mommy
content,
buff, shut up.
More playable.
Eve is
but it
back.
was- I don't
That's
know,
an Eve
a little
buff.
under,
I think the
had
Lucian.
2 damage.
I don't.
Yeah. People.
Issue is
need
Lucian is
to
really
add
easy
to
to
this.
remove.
Some people are big Evelyn fans in chat, but we'll gloss over that. And this one,
I'll judge
Weight
you.
of Judgment.
Yeah, so these kind of cards where they have 2 different options but the same cost.
Deals 2 to a
always really difficult
champion
to land
or 4 to a
correctly, because
follower. Okay.
that cost has to be shared between the two effects. And I think Weighted Judgment was an example of like kind of a failure
Okay.
of that, because
Yes.
I wish
It's
we could
bad.
get the stats on it, but I don't. Who was paying 4 mana to deal 2 to a champion at slow speed?
No one.
So hopefully
At
this
fast,
kind of
maybe, at
change
slow, no.
brings both of the options closer to reasonable. It's still like expensive for the champion side, but you might find yourself like occasionally picking it this time, as opposed to never picking it before.
Mm-hmm. There's this one is probably the least popular change in chat so far.
Wow.
Some people are worried about maybe like Path of Champions implications in like Narcissus. But yeah, I think this is definitely something.
Objectively worse
really
death
something
metal.
to keep an
Heavy
eye on.
metal, yes.
People are wondering like, is it far enough? So
Oh, yeah. I mean, looking at
Heavy
the
metal
myself,
destroys a
I'm
weapon.
not
It
sure.
just deals
These
4.
cards are difficult to kind of.
That's
land
slow.
on. I do think this is closer though.
I think 4 damage is like a sweet spot for certain types of removal.
But it's
Like,
slow.
So that's sort of
So
basically,
it's
yeah,
really
that's,
restrictive.
that's our reasoning. But we can always touch it again
Mhm.
if needed.
someone is
If
asking
it was
about
7,
the
it would be
chat.
broken, but
Yes,
it's still
yes,
4
I think your name was Tanak.
on slow.
I'm not sure. It's going Tanak 4. We're looking at chat. I can see you. Okay.
If it was 3 and
let's
4,
see
I would say
next
it's
one.
good.
Dragon Caller, 1 less cost.
Yeah. We were
How
trying
good
a
is
few
this?
things with this one.
How good
we
is
actually
this?
tried not round start flow, so you could get the Empyrean immediately, and that was very nutty. So
Yes.
this feels a lot more reasonable for what it is. Hopefully, lets him live his dream a little more often, because I think I personally designed this card, so I would love
Yonia
to
Mage, yes.
get a little just get a little more visibility.
A lot of people are saying this is crazy. They're having the opposite reaction to the Narcissus. They're like, oh no, this might be really, really good.
It was
They're
way too
scared.
good when it was immediate. It's still on round start, so your opponent will get a chance to respond. So it feels fairly.
This in
Let's
ephemerals
see
might be
this.
good.
All right, let's see the last one.
Yeah, this
Free
was-
space
This
damage.
one kind of came out of nowhere. I think David has more context on this one.
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure who suggested it, but he basically he made some early J stacks, but never was like in any of the recent builds hasn't played that much of a role despite pulling Jace. So
He's
I'm
too
kinda just wanted
expensive.
to Put it like give that deck another tool.
I mean,
make it
you
so
draw
much better,
Jace, but you draw
but
Jace for
push a
7.
bit more, damage now. We increase the base. Yeah, I think that's really it. It's in some ways it's sort of similar to the Nagakaboros change, where we wanted to these cards are supposed to be sort of high end finishers that when you play
Finishers.
them you're excited and they have really good utility.
Okay, fine.
Because you had to include them in the deck and risk all the variation of having really expensive cards
Okay.
in your hand. So putting it, giving this, making this worth 7 basically is what we're at.
Fine.
Yeah.
You can get behind this.
Yeah, we are all here for it. And last but not least,
New cards.
we have the new cards. I'm
Yes.
curious- I wonder if people were people theorizing what the new cards could be? Let's see.
Oh,
Let's
I'd love to see those.
Come on.
games.
Yes,
Oh my
it's,
gosh, I'm curious if they can guess what here.
Vandal
let's see
City.
if they can guess the region.
Vandal
You guys
City.
want to try to guess a region?
Vandal.
I actually
100%.
don't remember the region.
This makes me want to do like a slow reveal.
A
next
slow
time.
reveal.
Just,
No.
Like, slowly pan down.
One pixel at
show
a
them the
time.
cost in the region and then the art.
All right,
That'd be fun.
let's get into it. Okay.
Soul
Isles.
Cleave.
Okay. So yeah, who wants to talk about
Kill
this?
Analyze.
Yeah,
Summon
Soul Cleave.
2
So,
ephemeral cup. Oh my god,
yeah,
yes.
we had this piece of art, and I kind of had the goal of like, can we turn this into
Oh, yeah.
something that you might want, like something that
Oh,
I could
yeah,
use
yeah, yeah,
as
yeah.
this.
Oh my god, that's beautiful.
And we messed around with a few options, and this is
Oh,
the one
yeah.
that had like such interesting utility to go alongside
The
it.
big cards that
At slow,
doesn't
it's
get
still very interactive,
ephemeral.
but
Let's go
there's-
for it.
There's a lot of options you can do.
I love
It's
this
not
so
just
much.
Followers, so you can get 2 ephemeral copies of a champion. playing it on a shark chariot is particularly
Oh
brutal.
my god.
So
Yes.
yeah, and probably a bunch of stuff that I haven't thought of before. So I'm really excited.
This card is nuts.
I think that's one of
I'm
the
saying
most
it now.
exciting
This card is
things, like, pushing
insane.
these changes out there. Is,
Nivea,
like,
yeah.
in
Oh my
24
god,
hours,
Nivea.
seeing the crazy.
We're not
decks
ready
that
for
people
Zen
cook
Nivea.
up, and you're like, oh wow, cool.
Nivea buffs, no.
Okay.
That one's for builders right there. That one's for deck builders for sure.
What's the next card?
Let's get into the last one.
Shurima.
All
So-
right.
Kill
Take it away,
This is a
Blake.
pretty
all
This is
followers.
a pretty crazy card. I think this is more
Followers,
of a
okay, followers,
shot than
followers.
necessarily like something that's going to make a ton of decks. Although it
It's
is
a
little pretty
follower urinate.
now. But
I was about to say urination.
so
A
this is
follower
one,
ruination.
add some tools to the environment in case certain type of archetypes, especially championless archetypes, were oppressive. So this is that. So
I think this is also one where, I mean, that piece of art is just so cool. And so we had tried a few options that were maybe like, you know, buffs or
This
in that
is
area,
good.
but like really,
Is it
this-
broken?
this thing
No, the
demands
other one
something
is
grand,
insane.
so I'm really glad it ended up. As
This one is just
a pretty
beautiful.
expensive spell that really captures the board.
The other card, I'm gonna have so much fun.
It looks so cool.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, cool.
Having it on a
So
chariot, on a
that
shark chariot, that'd be
is
beautiful.
the bulk of our changes. Then we have something new this time that we haven't really done in our
Art?
previous patch. And I know that Brian really took the lead of
Path of
doing
Champions,
some
okay.
Path of Champion changes.
Now I'm gonna snooze
Architects
because
on
that's
it.
not
So
what
let's
I
just
don't care
dive
about
right
it. So
into
like, wife, if you want to see
Yeah,
it,
So we
It's
just
all yours.
like,
I'm
found an
staying here.
opportunity to do this alongside the PvP card changes, and so I kind of like surveyed around a few changes.
Chamber
and,
5,
picked
free
the
double.
most exciting ones and moved forward with it.
I don't care about.
So
I don't play
particularly
Path of
wanted to hit
Champions.
Some of the relics that like a lot of people have collected maybe from event passes, and they just like didn't quite hit that excitement bar. So revisiting Hymn of Valor and having its redoubled valor be halved in cost was a joke I made a lot, but yeah, it feels a lot better to cast it when it comes up. And the same with Guardian Angel. It used to only give that +1 revive, so giving it some actual text feels a lot better when you put it on a champion. And then we added a new relic. Yeah, this one gained a lot of excitement when I was circulating the
Ruination
new
at home,
options.
yes.
And yeah, it takes a little bit to get to 6 mana gems, but once
Chamber
you get
5 on
to
Gwen.
it just is print and spells.
You,
So
if
that's a
you
really
need to
fun-
revive Gwen, you're playing
I
Gwen
see,
wrong.
a bunch of people asking to fix Nasus. So it's coming.
Yes.
Great news, everybody. The very next patch, Nasus level 3 will be it's going to be fixed. It's going to be in the next patch. So keep your eyes out. It is coming. Yes, it is. It is fixed. Next patch, it will be here. Cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other buffs we have cooking.
Yeah, so we also
Rare
visited
common,
some of the
okay.
active powers. These
Invoke
super
epic
nice
common.
were like particularly simple for us to change.
Radiant plate armor.
Stone dropping in rarity. Sometimes
plus-
we adjust the rarity because we want to make sure that the rarity that it appears at makes it an interesting choice next to other items. So Spirit Stone dropping down to
Any
rare
skins,
is
yes.
more
Please give us
appropriate,
skins.
as well as there's a little context I have to go into here, but when you visit an item shop or an item node, you'll be offered these items.
You get a
but they'll
thing where she
follow
summons a
certain
shadow
internal
clone and
restrictions
she can
for
care if
what
it
they'll be
doubles the health.
offered.
Oh my god, that's
So
gonna be
if you
stupid.
have an item that says like +1 power, it won't
That's just
go-
dead.
It won't be shown.
They made
when
Gwen
you're,
dead.
on an immobile unit.
I should unlock
because
Gwen on
you don't
Path
want
of
it to be
Champions
touched.
actually.
So Spirit Stone used to be restricted to 6. It wouldn't show for anything that costs 6 or more, which
Mhm.
makes sense. You know, you could play a 5-cost unit, get a fleeting one in hand, and play another one. But getting to 10 mana is just such a rare occasion. So
Yes.
we changed its restriction to move it to something that just, even if that was technically possible, this pulls it into something that's happens more often. And so we just wanted Spirit
Priest
Stone to be
cost
more
is
useful.
stupid.
Similar thing with standard star chart. It just didn't really feel like an epic. So bringing it
Okay,
down to
fine.
common makes it a more
I
interesting
mean, you get
choice next to other
you get
commons.
+4, +4, or +5,
Radiant plate
+5.
armor.
Is
was a
it
little
bigger?
hard to
Yes.
stomach
You pay more?
the
Yes.
cost
Come
when
on.
it was offered to you. So we dropped the buff very slightly, but dropping the cost to just +1 more makes it an option that I think people will consider a lot more often.
Cool.
And
Fair.
another rarity change with reset. Shuffling stuff into your deck, it's hard to feel the power of that, especially if you like die before you
Yes.
see them, or you win, even if you just win before you see them.
Yes.
So shuffling stuff into your deck doesn't feel super powerful, and so it feels better to have that kind of effect at common.
Yeah. Cool. Let's keep going. I'm trying to keep an eye if there's any questions about the changes. So if you guys have any questions in chat, feel free to drop them, and I'll try to ask.
Yeah. Question.
Yeah. So nerfs.
I have none.
think it's a little strange to do nerfs to a single player, roguelike mode, but
No, that's fair.
in particular, like with Path of Champs, and also just like with the PvP game, we want to make sure that you're able to make interesting choices between several options. And Stalker's Blade was a relic that was near ubiquitous. Like, it was so easy to slap on.
The OE nerfs is good.
Just like big. And this change is a shift that makes it so you have to think a little bit more about who it's going on.
Into
It's still
cafe.
going to
Who's
play
live?
on certain champions. We obviously don't want to just kill the relic
I
completely, but
don't
hopefully you
remember.
might consider some different relics for the champs that you're playing with. And with the sticker changes, these are very slight, but stacking stats on small units is a very effective strategy. But it's
Yes, that's how I
not a
win.
very interesting strategy to do repeat.
How dare you not call me
so
fucking basic?
those items used to be available no matter what the unit cost was, and we moved it so that
How dare you
only
call me
units
basic?
that are
If you win, you win.
for one cost. Just so the options that are offered for
I'm being
those,
judged
just
for my
have a
best of
little more
champion
texture to
choices.
them. You might utilize those cheaper units in a different way. So we're trying to add more interesting choice to the game.
Yeah, some people are asking, kind of as you like progress or level up, some of the base deck will have some like base items on them. Will this still appear in will these items still appear on base deck?
Yes.
units?
So none of the base decks are changed. This is purely when an item is offered to you randomly in a shop or at an item node.
Cool.
Oh my god.
Okay, cool. All right. Let's see. People are asking a lot of other like high level Path of Champions questions. There's some stuff coming out for Path of Champions, but I don't think we're ready to talk about it yet, but,
I would be okay with a badge just for Path of Champions.
This
New
is the end of
items.
the path set.
Strike, draw one.
Yeah.
Emperor's Favor.
definitely not
Create
the end.
random card from Emperor's deck
In
in your
fact, the
hand.
opportunity came from us kind of like seeing what it would be like to turn more.
Nora's
towards
Tea.
whether
Oh my god, that's
this
cute.
is something that you like to see in a
Game
product.
Star,
So
Blaster is mortal
absolutely
on
give
me.
us feedback on whether this is interesting to you, whether we should, dedicate a little bit of each variety patch or
Oral Fluff,
occasional
reduce the
variety
cost
patch to pat stuff.
and
How do
stats.
how do you feel about
No,
buffs? How do you feel
reduce
about
my
nerfs?
cost and stats to one. I am a
All that
Boro.
feedback is useful, so please let
Okay, come
any
on.
of us know.
I am a Boro.
Yeah,
Where is
okay,
Boro
last
King?
slide, the new items.
No,
these
no,
hopefully speak
no.
for themselves, but I'm particularly excited
No.
for Poro Fluffed.
It's a
I
fuck-
think
they
there's a
are
bunch
go-
of huge units out
This
there
is-
that'll be really
this
fun
is what
to
you were
drop
talking
down
about.
to one cost
This
level
is
up.
what's called?
And I especially love that
Um,
they're still Poros, so
fuck,
they can get
English.
buffed by
It's not
different
working.
stacks,
This is like
stuff like
the
that.
teasers. They are releasing
Yeah,
Boro
Nerf's
King.
Tea,
This is not
like
like
we
I am a
purchased
Boro.
buffing
It's like
items
I
that
am a
for
dragon.
units, but it still feels
that
really good to get like a Nora
Aurelian
unit
Soul
instead.
thing makes.
So
It's a Boro King.
those two I think would feel pretty
It's Boro
good.
King.
And then just seeing more of the
It's a Boro King. I'm saying it right now.
Those are
This
some
is a
fun
Boro
clips.
King. Honey, clip it. I'm saying it right now.
Definitely,
This is Boro
definitely
King.
some clips with that one.
It's really
Roy.
crazy, like chat, like
Roy,
we have a lot of Poros watching.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
everyone's saying,
oh wow.
I am
Yeah.
a
Look
Poro.
at that.
Yeah, like I didn't realize that we had such a big Poro audience. That's pretty
a
exciting.
Boro King. I'm saying it
Big
right now.
Poros come out in droves. They were just looking for
Boro King.
Um,
Yes, exactly like I am a dragon.
New champs for Path of Champions, not in this 4.1 patch, but they'll come
Boro
with
King.
the next expansion.
Mhm.
So
Boro
keep your eyes out
King.
for the next
They said multiple champions. Boro King.
Okay, cool. Wow, we got through all of the changes. Let me go ahead and go back to the
Oh my god, I'm
overview,
tired.
the first page. I do want to give you guys an update. So I'm not sure if all of you have seen the new videos or like the 2023 article that we put out, but this is
Yeah,
a
it's
live
insane.
balance patch. Like we plan on having patches monthly.
Okay,
And
we
the next
got
patch that will be coming will be a variety
nerfed.
patch. And the variety patch
We
will
got
have
Aatrox nerfed.
roughly like a
We
handful
got
of
Illaoi
cards.
buff.
Do we have
Jax
like a
buff.
ballpark of
We
like
play Jax
how
Illaoi.
many-ish cards we're gonna have in the
Why
variety?
would we ever play Jax Illaoi? I don't
don't
know,
think
but
of a
it
ballpark yet, but I
sounds
know,
good.
um,